Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Supergirl. We've got breaking news from James Gunn about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, the film that is coming out in the DCEU in the next couple of years. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV or DCEU videos later this year. Okay, so first things first, I want to give a big shout out to those of you guys who are my top tier members currently. So shout out to Kevin Bland, Owlwatch, Nathan Bell, Jamie Harley and Jose Zapata. Thanks for supporting the channel, and if you guys aren't a member and you want to support the channel, please click on the join button down below and you can join in future members live streams with me. So thank you to all the top tier members who I just shouted out and also everyone else that is a member of the channel. So let's go ahead and get into today's main topic. So this is coming from The Hollywood Reporter. We got two separate articles about two separate topics. The most important one is about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, the DC film that is coming around sometime in the next like 3 to 4 years, I would guess. It's part of James Gunn's new vision for DC, and it's part of that first slate that they announced a while ago. So the title of the article is DC movie Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow finds its writer. And so we are going to go over this article and break it down because this is significant because it's moving forward, and this is obviously after the writer's strike has ended, so that's why they've been able to announce this. So the article goes like this: James Gunn and Peter Safran's slate of DC movies continues to move forward. Ana Nogueira, the actress and playwright who is now making forays into screenwriting, has been tapped to pen Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, a standalone feature centered on the Kryptonian cousin of Superman being developed by DC Studios. No director is attached, and Nogueira's deal only recently closed. The project is actually a redo for Nogueira. The writer was quietly hired to pen a Supergirl movie in 2022 when Warner Bros. Was developing the project as a spin-off of The Flash. Then in post-production, Flash featured Sasha Calle as the heroine, and the hope was to have her launch another DC film franchise. So there you have it. That is really interesting. So we've got a writer who has been confirmed, Ana Nogueira, who is an actress and a playwright. Some of you guys might know her. I'm not super familiar with her work, but as the article says, she was previously working on another script, a Supergirl script, for a film that would have been a spin-off of The Flash, and obviously would have starred Sasha Calle. So that was being developed in 2022 before the writer's strike. That has been thrown away since DC Studios have come in, and it's James Gunn and Peter Safran who are leading the way, but they've actually taken the writer from that and maybe taken some ideas from that Supergirl film that was being developed already and putting it into Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is very interesting because obviously the comic book is really good. It's written by Tom King and it has some great artwork. And so I believe Tom King is actually involved. I'm not sure if he's going to get a writer's credit or anything. But basically, James Gunn also went on to confirm that Women of Tomorrow wasn't even being developed before them, so it's a unique thing for them in terms of like bringing this specific Supergirl story to life. They actually chose it because they really liked what they saw in the comic books, and so they're now looking for a director right now for Supergirl Women of Tomorrow. James Gunn has confirmed online. And so with the writer being added and them on the search for a director for the Supergirl film, that means this project is like fully going ahead, and I think it's actually going to come a lot sooner than we realize. Shooting could begin in the next maybe year or so. I could see that definitely happening, and it coming out maybe in like 2025, because we're in November right now, in the middle of November in 2023. So if Superman Legacy begins, you know, at the start of 2024 and they plan to release it summer 2025, if they want Supergirl to come out like after Superman Legacy and not be like too far detached like in terms of release dates, they could potentially start actually making this. I don't know how far along the screenplay is. Well, the announcement suggests that maybe she's been working on it for a while, and especially because she worked on that other Supergirl film, I guess she's got some sort of a head start. And so I don't think it's out of the question to see Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow released at the end of 2025, or maybe the start of 2026 is a little bit more realistic. So let's continue with this article. So those hopes were seemingly dashed when Gunn and Safran were brought in to oversee a reorganized DC arm. That project was tossed, that being the Supergirl project from 2022. as the new execs focused on creating a brand new slate separate from the former DC Films boss vision. Early this year, Supergirl was revealed to be part of that slate as a project without any connection to the Flash movie. Rather, it is now connected in title and story to a comic book miniseries written by Tom King that was published in 2021 and 2022, which I really recommend you go read because I really like this story arc for Kara and Crypto, and there's some interesting characters that are introduced in the story and sought to redefine the character as something more than just a girl version of Superman. So this is a quote. Gunn said, "Superman is a guy sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, where Supergirl in this story, she's a character raised on a chunk of Krypton." This was a while ago when they first announced the slate, and so she watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. She's so much more a jaded character. So for now, the plot is being kept under wraps. They aren't revealing too much how much they're actually going to sway away from the comic book, or if they're going to be super loyal to what Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow did in the comic book. So there is also one small bit of information that was hidden at the bottom of this article. It's that the actual writer, she's actually been given an overall DC writing deal, so that means she's going to be working with them on this and potentially other projects. So I would expect her to actually be involved in other DCU projects, and I expect they do the same with a couple of writers that they really like. And obviously they need a good team working on the DCU, trying to build it in a way that it's all cohesive together but also works as separate films. And so I'm really excited for what this film has to offer. But I think the big question that a lot of you guys are asking, and I'm asking, is who is going to be this Supergirl? Since this isn't a continuation off of The Flash, is it not going to be Sasha Calle's Supergirl? Is it going to be someone new, like they're recasting Superman with Superman Legacy, and like they're going to recast Batman for Batman the Brave and the Bold? So with Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, is it going to be someone that we already know, that being Sasha Calle, or even bringing back Melissa Benoist, if that was an option? I think it's likely one of those two could pick up the role, but I am not going to put it past James Gunn and Peter Safran for going for a completely new Supergirl, because they're trying to build this universe. However, the one thing that goes against, him just strictly casting new people to actually play these iconic characters who have been played by other people is that he is bringing on many people from the Suicide Squad film and also from Peacemaker. I know those are related to him in terms of he directed those projects, but he's also going to be bringing on Blue Beetle into the DCU, so he's going to have some sort of continuation from past projects. So it's not that out there to suggest that Sasha Calle could play Supergirl in this film, or even Melissa Benoist could play her in this film. But I'm going to say for now, I'm probably saying 50-50 between someone that's played Supergirl before and someone new. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. How likely is it that Sasha or Melissa could return as Supergirl in this film? So let's move on to the next topic, and this is again to do with Warner Brothers, and this is some big controversy after the end of the actor strike and the writer's strike. So obviously things in Hollywood haven't been normal for a long time, and that's because of the studios, right? And so after Batgirl and after that Scoob film was actually cancelled and thrown away, we haven't heard of really many projects being thrown in the drain and written off as tax write-outs. And the time has come again though, because Warner Brothers had previously decided that this film called Coyote vs. Acme, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's like a Roadrunner film, which is actually very exciting. I've always liked that animation when I was younger. And so they actually announced this film would be written off as a tax write-out, but Hollywood snapped back at this because it's tested really well, people have really liked it, but Warner Brothers just doesn't really see a future for it in terms of, investing money into it, and they see other projects as more worth it. And so Warner Brothers Discovery actually quickly reversed their decision to bury this film, and the studio will now allow its director to shop this live action / animation hybrid film to other potential buyers instead of shelving it for a tax write-off. That has been confirmed. So that is insane. I can't believe the pressure that was put on them, that they retracted what they initially planned to do. Imagine if we had this pressure when Batgirl was put in the can. I think they potentially wouldn't have saved Batgirl, only because it's DC and it's so important. Like, Batgirl is pivotal to DC, but I guess that was on the grounds that they didn't really like the film that much, but with this, it was testing so well, and so a group of filmmakers came out and basically cancelled all their meetings with Warner Brothers, and they were basically putting pressure on them into, you know, basically supporting this film. And I think everyone was just backing the filmmaker, the director, and the people who worked on this so hard. And so I really like what I'm seeing here, and it's actually a really good step because it kind of continues that strike mindset where the actors and the writers have been saying, we don't want to be pushed around by the studios just because they have all the money, they pay us. We don't want to accept what they do in every circumstance, especially when they're wrong. And I think in this circumstance they were definitely wrong. So putting all this pressure on Warner Brothers actually is a really good thing. So that's some news that I wanted to bring you guys because it's Warner Brothers related. Obviously we're talking about Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow before, and it's obviously related to Batgirl, and hopefully in the future we get more pressure like this if Warner Brothers or any other studio tries to throw films in the can when it could be really good. Like, I want to see the Batgirl film, but we're never going to see that film because of what they did, and it's just a shame that they didn't throw it in the can like right now, because maybe we would have had that backlash. So that does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.